from the Lakeside Newsroom of the Henrico Citizen, your hometown news source since 2001. This is the Henrico News Minute with publisher Tom Lapis.
It looks like masking will be optional in public schools statewide soon. We'll have an update for you in today's Henrico News Minute. It is Thursday, February 10th, 2022. It's brought to you today by Henrico County.
And now for the news.
Yesterday, the Virginia Senate voted to pass a bill that would give parents the legal right to send their children to school without wearing masks, taking the authority out of the hands of local school boards. Senator Chap Peterson, a Democrat from Fairfax, filed a provision to the bill on Tuesday as an amendment to Senator Siobhan Dunavant's bill that requires schools to offer in-person learning. Dunavant is a Henrico senator. Now, the bill is expected to pass through the Republican-controlled House of Delegates with ease. It will go to Governor Glenn Youngkin, who's been pushing for an end to school mask mandates. Youngkin has the option to put an emergency clause on the bill, which would make it effective immediately, before it then would go back to the House and Senate for a vote. Now, Henrico County public schools are still requiring masks in all schools, but the enforcement of rules has been a bit discombobulated since Youngkin's executive order to rescind the mask mandate went into effect last month. Today at a school board meeting, Henrico Schools Chief of Staff Beth Tigan's expected to present a potential plan for a transition away from required masking. That's according to a spokeswoman for the school system. There is no planned vote on the agenda regarding the COVID-19 update from Tigan, but theoretically the board could call for a vote on anything at any time, though it's not anticipated today. Follow HenricoCitizen.com for complete coverage of today's school board meeting. Virginia lawmakers recently blocked legislation that would have allowed school boards to opt out of policies and guidelines developed by the Virginia Department of Education to make K-12 environments more inclusive for transgender and non-binary students. Committee votes for the similar House and Senate measures mostly came down to party lines. The Senate bill was defeated 8-5 in committee. The House bill was approved by a subcommittee vote, but in full committee the bill's passage was deadlocked 11-all when one Republican voted against it. The proposed bills would have kept the VDOE guidelines in place but allowed school boards the authority not to adopt them. A number of school boards last year voted to reject the policies. Those policies say that schools must allow students to use the name, pronouns, and facilities that align with their gender identities. The policies also require schools to eliminate the practice of segregating students by gender in extracurricular activities, including sports, with the exception of Virginia high school league sports. A new series of free COVID-19 vaccination clinics in February and March will provide opportunities for children ages 5 or older to be immunized against the virus. There's no advanced registration required. The first clinic takes place today from 4 to 7 p.m. at Pinchbeck Elementary School. There are 8 locations in the county overall that will be offering these vaccination opportunities. Each one will offer 2 separate dates 3 weeks apart so that children could receive their first dose and 3 weeks later their second dose. Children 5 to 11 would receive the Pfizer vaccine at each event. Also available for those eligible for them will be the Moderna and Johnson & Johnson vaccines. Children and teens under 18 must be accompanied by a parent or guardian to receive the vaccines. The clinics are being organized by the Richmond and Henrico Health Districts in conjunction with Henrico Public Schools and its after-school program partners. You can view a complete list of the locations and dates offering vaccinations right now at HenricoCitizen.com by clicking on News and then Education. 2 prominent figures in Varina High School football history were among the honorees at the inaugural RVA Sports Awards held this past weekend at the Greater Richmond Convention Center. Varina graduate and former NFL fullback Michael Robinson received the Power of Sport Award presented by VCU's Center for Sport Leadership, while his former Varina teammate and current Varina head coach Marcus Lewis was named Coach of the Year after he led the Blue Devils to their first ever state football championship. The event was broadcast live on WTVR TV and it attracted a sold-out crowd of more than 400. It served as a fundraiser for the Richmond Region Tourism Foundation's Sports Tourism Grant Initiative. That program distributes grants to local sports organizations to develop new events and to expand existing ones to attract new visitors to the region. Today's Henrico News Minute has been brought to you by Henrico County, which is celebrating Black History Month all month long. Visit the county's YouTube page at youtube.com/Henrico County Government to watch original documentaries and biographies spotlighting Henrico's black community. That's youtube.com/Henrico County Government.